Here I am in the showroom of Seasonal Living, and this is my second day walking around Market, and I have to say yesterday when I walked by the showroom I was drawn to it like a moth to light, and it's because of the color. There are punches of color everywhere, and personally I'm feeling very starved for color in design, and I see the trend going toward more color. Some of the things that I was drawn to were these deep reds, like the red of these ceramic stools I'm sitting on. I mean, even the fondue set and the napkins. I don't know about you, but I just wanted to immediately walk in here and sit at this table. Another example of color that I saw in Seasonal Living were these tables. These are ceramic, and I just love the color palette that's going on here. From this sort of burnt orange color to the turquoise teal color, which I've seen, it's quite a ubiquitous color at Market this year, this teal color, to this sort of pale, sort of marine green. You know, I love seeing color in accessories, like such as lamps and tables and you name it, but things that you normally wouldn't see being of a color. It's really exciting to see this. Here I am in the showroom of Saddlemen's. I discovered this wonderful furry resource yesterday when I was walking around Market, and they sell cowhides of all types. And I was especially drawn to the color palette in these cowhides, from this amazing ruby red to the teal, this teal hide. And there's nothing wrong with the word teal, guys. It's a nice word. I know people refer to it as aqua and turquoise, but I'm standing behind teal. And I also love the richness of this, it's like a peacock. It's like this rich peacock color, which I think is really beautiful. And I especially love the fact that these, this is a way to weave in color into your home in a not so traditional way, right? Instead of paint and fabric, you can just, lay down one of these amazing hides. And I mean, imagine just a punch of color you'd have in a room. The final piece de la resistance are these amazing apothecary chests in this sexy, sexy red color. I just love them. Imagine seeing these walk into an entry gallery of an apartment. Perfect, right? The next trend I'm finding at Market this year is what I call grand tour, which would be references to antiquities, especially all things Greco-Roman, from the subtle, such as these angel wings, which could easily have come off a Greek statue, to this Gerudon, and just look at the classical detailing of the base, to the not so subtle, such as the bust of Medusa in the corner, which is right out of Clash of the Titans. I'm in the brownstone showroom right now, standing next to a klizmos chair. A klizmos chair is right out of ancient Greece, and again, a wonderful nod to the Grand Tour. It's a design that's thousands of years old, and it's been immortalized by so many furniture makers and designers over the centuries. And a prime example that antiquity and classic design is alive and kicking here at World Market. For those of you out there who are familiar with my work, you would know that I am absolutely in love with hexagons and octagons, and my new love is the dodecahedron. And I use them in many different ways. The traditional way of seeing these shapes would be in fabrics and in rugs. I was thrilled coming to Market and actually seeing these shapes employed in different ways, whether it's the back of this really cool chair, which is half of a hexagon right here, to seeing these shapes in a different way, such as these printed pillows. As you'll see, these shapes are everywhere at Market this year. It's really exciting. I'm standing in the Arterias showroom right now in front of two lanterns, which I think are a very successful interpretation of a geometric shape. In this case, these are dodecahedrons, which are my new love. And for those of you who don't know what a dodecahedron is, it's a 12-sided object. I'm in the Sunpan Modern Home showroom with these very chic octagonal tables. I love this coffee table. It's a very successful interpretation of an octagonal shape. And I'm actually sitting on a nightstand, which is also just a beautiful octagon. What else can I say? Octagons are definitely here to stay, which makes me very happy.
Thank you, Phil. That was so informative. We got a little history in there. We got a math lesson. Loved it. I think this is the first time this year that we're tagging each trend or piece with the showroom name on the left. So I hope that's helpful for you. If you see something that you love, write it down. And of course, afterwards, you can ask these guys, what was that? We have a Q&A. You can sort of circle back. But let's go through them briefly. Obviously, color. I love the way that you said that use it in unexpected ways, like with the cowhide rug, you wouldn't really expect that, and the peacock, and then of course your new love, the red. You're seeing red everywhere. You were taking pictures of fashion windows with red.
I was. Everywhere I've been going, I've been seeing red. I think it's really on trend right now, which is I love. It's one of my favorite colors.
Well, and the color was really popping out to us when we would walk around because there's just a lot of organic furniture and a lot of industrial design, and so the colors stood out. So we'd go straight toward it.
Right. The gray tones are kind of gone. I mean, they're here. You see them in the market, but where we kept seeing over and over again were the brighter tones.
Were the brighter tones. I loved those tables. What were those with the perforation in the different colors? They looked like end tables. I mean,
they're like drum tables.
Were they like drum tables?
Yeah.
And you were saying, weren't they at a great price point? I mean, I bet they weren't a lot. And
they were great. Yeah.
I mean, you could really use them.
They were great value. Absolutely.
Frankly, we saw so many things that we were shocked at how inexpensive they were, and really affordable and usable, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, things that we can. I mean, I found so many things I want to source.
They hooked up with a lot of great new resources for clients for your jobs. This wasn't just pretend. I mean, you really made relationships and saw things.
And if you're going to dabble in trend, it's great that it's accessible and that it's affordable because it's going to change. So
that's smart.
Also decorating, I think the way people decorate now and the way, at least I find with my projects, is people want a mixture of high and low in their interiors.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. But the things here don't even look low.
No.
They looked like, we couldn't believe, like in the geometric, that chair, the white chair, you were saying it was
I think that's fabulous.
Yeah, it really looked expensive.
No, it's the look you get, it's getting that look, but
and I loved
mixing it up.
I thought that was so interesting about the nod to the grand tour, to the antiquities, and they weren't antiquities that were spun to look modern. I liked the way they looked like themselves. They looked old, but they were in kind of an unexpected ways, like a pillow or a...
Well, and it's not all antiquity. It's just thrown into some really modern settings, so it looks really fresh.
Like those angel wings that you said were like...
It's the references, I think, to the grand tour and things that are classic. But classic lines. It could be simply as simple as I showed that Gueridon. But I mean, there were so many classical sort of columnar legs and bases on furnishings. So it's just again, it's not so overt. It's those nuances that you see everywhere.
And it's funny to think of antiquities as being unexpected, and I think we've talked about that a lot, about the key to design. We were talking about this morning, about rooms that have that unexpected element, even if it is referencing a classic.
Yeah, and it gives it a little bit of an edge. I mean, it's just what you don't see all the time, and so that's what's keeping it. It's just fresh to see that.
Yeah.
I thought the geometric trend part was great. I loved. I thought even just whether it was on that pillow or, as you said, why don't you repeat the word for the 12-sided object?
Dodecahedron.
Say it again.
Dodecahedron.
You could say it all day and it would sound great.
But
I just love that it's not just on a table, but you can use those unexpected geometric shapes in your lighting fixtures and bring a kind of edge to above and structure. You know, it gives it a structure.
And that's the thing. I think we've seen so much so much geometry in prints and in textiles over the past 10 years. You know, the David Hicks look was very big for a long time.
Right.
And it's sort of refreshing to see these shapes and forms
in an actual shape,
and used in different ways.
It's also
because they are beautiful, and they work so beautiful. Sorry,
that's okay.
They work. They're perfect counterbalance when you're decorating a room to things that are more organic and foliate.
Yeah, it's also very architectural instead of decoratory. It was all kind of very architectural.
Yeah.
Without looking overly modern. That's what I liked about it. They didn't look so specifically modern. It could be. They could work with anything.